Welcome, PBA LBC League Bowlers. Once again, I'm Neil Stremmel, your Director of Rules and Equipment. Today, I am joined again by PBA Hall of Famer, PBA legend, 40-time champion, Norm Duke. Duke,
nice to
how
see
you doing? Good to see you.
Man, I'm so good. Yeah.
It's good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Hey, thanks for joining us again. Last time you were here, we talked about preparation for tournaments. You know, we're here at the LBC National Championships, and we have a lot of people coming in, and when they make it to TV, it'll probably be their first time on a TV show.
Yeah.
So this time I wanted to talk about preparation for your first TV show. How do you do that? How do you prepare? What do you think about?
Like there's a secret to it, right?
Yeah, well, if there's a secret, I think you got it. So I'm hoping to get that from you. What kind of advice do you have?
If I rewind to my very first telecast, I was bowling against Earl Anthony, my first game.
Man.
And man, it was nothing for me. I was 18 years old. I said, yeah, bring it. But then I threw a strike out of the gate, and then it hit me. And I almost lost all breath, legs, and I just threw one of the best shots of my life, and now I can barely pick my ball up. I just did not see that coming. I thought, I got this. But it was one of my best telecasts. From that point, I struggled so bad on television. You know, I just could not win a game. I would gift games. I would have a chance to career it and win, and I couldn't get that done. And then I had to learn how to bowl on television. And that's kind of what you're asking me is, what did you learn about bowling on television? Number one thing is to know that you're not the only one who feels overwhelmed. So I figured that it was a cheat for me to say, I know you feel overwhelmed. You feel like this is above you. Look at that guy. So I'd point at my competitor, and I'd look at the face of somebody who was equally as scared, somebody who was equally as overwhelmed, and it would relax me. Because I'd say, well, at least I'm not all by myself out here struggling. And sometimes just looking at your competitor and seeing those struggles will put you in a mindset you can say, well, I can handle that.
That's great advice. You know, that's true in a lot of circumstances. It's like you're not the only one going into this. And so when you realize everybody kind of has to do the same thing, it gives you a little warm and fuzzy feeling like, all right, you know, we're all going to do this. I can do this.
I'm not by myself in this, right?
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's good advice. You know, we're going to have people that make their first TV show. They're going to be nervous. I would be nervous. And I would expect them to watch this video and hopefully glean something off of that and just, you know, try to relax and realize.
There's some cheats, though. I realized that on television, I'm going to be shaking. And so just putting a piece of tape in the ball becomes a brutal task because you're just like this. So what I would do is I would preload one piece of tape on a bevel knife so that at any time I needed a piece of tape, if I couldn't tear it, and if I couldn't, I'd just grab that, stick it in there, and now I'm good to go. So that was one of those cheats that I learned.
Quick and easy.
Oh my goodness, and I would make sure that the little things are hooked up. For instance, what happens if, now we have the switch grips. What happens if that thing just falls out of the ball and it doesn't work anymore? I said, make sure that you have something for everything that could happen. Now look, things are going to happen on television that has never happened to you before, and you're going to get rattled. If you prepare for these little things, then at least you will have, on some cases, a plan B, right? And those things are huge because when you're shaking and you can't get the tape in the ball, you just decide, it's not worth it, I'm just going to throw it like that. Well, that's not worth it either because you're going to drop it a little bit. One of the things that I want to share with you, though, is the last thing that I asked my team to do was ask me, Norm, what do you do for a living? And I said, wait until the very last second and ask me, what do you do for a living? My answer would always be, I win bowling tournaments. It's not that I bowl for a living or that I am a pro bowler or anything. What do I do for a living? I win bowling tournaments. Now, at least now, my mindset changed from getting the best game or throwing the best shot or whatever. Look, my job is to win bowling tournaments. Let's go do my job. And that settled me to a point where I accepted that I was capable and that my job was to win bowling tournaments. Maybe their job was to win bowling tournaments as well, but as soon as I heard that, man, I got into a mode. And oftentimes it was Chris Schlimmer that would say that to me. And I'd look up at him and I'd just tell him I win bowling tournaments. And man, I tell you what, that put me in the mindset to see victory.
Wow. That's excellent advice. It really puts you in a mindset of wanting to win versus not wanting to lose. So that, it's a positive way to look at it and a positive way to go forward, and I think it's a great mindset.
Yeah, and you're training all of your life to do that. Not to throw the best shot, really, but to win bowling tournaments. Yeah. And it just took all of the pressure off of throwing a good shot and put it on to, look, do your job. Just do your job, and you'll be fine.
Nice, nice. Well, I hope all the PBA LBC league bowlers out there learn something. Maybe you're not bowling your first TV show ever, but if you're going to a tournament and you make the stepladder finals or you got a big shot in league, this is the same kind of stuff that can help you get through that. So I greatly appreciate that. And I greatly appreciate you being here. Thank you, Norm.
So much my pleasure, Neil.
I hope all the league bowlers out there continue to support our sport. Thank you.